this is my first real like long solo trip.
Yeah.
And I kind of wanted to have that time to sink into myself and think about what I'm trying to do with this merging music and bikes and stewardship and water. I mean, I spent my life like, you know, touring, playing music. I definitely had many tours where I was by myself in a car, like just driving, you know. But there's something about making myself vulnerable. I like to be alone a lot, but I was a little bit concerned. I had some reservations. I knew I needed to face it. That's the point. I had some stuff I wanted to face head on. And I knew this would be another way of kind of doing that. So. Like time is very different when you don't have to share it with anyone, and I could just keep my focus. So that definitely helped. And then playing, there are times where I would roll up and think, man, I'm so tired, I can't believe I have to play. But it's very different energies, and a lot of the times what I carried in my head all day was able to come out when I performed. So it was like the two things were kind of balancing each other out. Like I'd process on stage what I thought about all day, and then the next day when I was riding, I'd process what I did on stage, and then it kind of evolved throughout the course of the trip. One of the things that came up a lot, like especially in the UP where mining is happening and they're starting to do the sulfide mining, which is really nasty, bad things. And so then this conversation comes up a lot of, well, yeah, okay, so large-scale farming is not sustainable, I know that, mining is not good, well, how am I going to feed my family? And it occurred to me while I was riding one of these days, I thought, why is it even a choice to choose between fresh water and a job? Why do we allow that to be a choice? I don't think it should be a choice. I've been really blown away by that people actually do care, you know? I think that it's easy for us to assume when we get busy that people don't care or can't be affected by things, or that it's only a certain type of person that can be affected. But I've been really impressed and really blown away by all the incredibly diverse people who have been really affected by just even the fact that I tell people that I'm doing this for the lake. I haven't figured out how to say this really, but the lake to me, it's like, and it represents this giant thing of energy, and like, you know, I keep thinking about if I like went to one of these miners that I talked to or something, and I said like, you know, your job, you should get a different job because you're really like messing up the world. Like we have this way that we get super defensive about things. It's this trying to make this connection between like, if this thing is dirty and not taken care of, like it's basically the same as somebody coming into your house and dumping hundreds and hundreds of pounds of shit in your living room, you know? But there's this kind of complacency or this like turn your head the other way kind of a thing, or it's not a big problem yet, that I think that these things, these bodies of water and forests and land, like I very much believe that they're living things and that they have energy and that they have a purpose. And I think that our job is to like figure out how to balance our lives with their lives and with those energies. And so, you know, riding around this lake, it's like me kind of connecting to that, but also trying to learn a way of talking about that in a way that I would hope to open up people, you know, who aren't necessarily thinking about it in that way, to maybe consider it.